What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons.
Between the Cons.
My name is Chris, and with me today, I have Mr. Naughty List.
Ahoy.
He is a pirate and not a male stripper. Anyways, big shout outs to everybody that's hit us up on the internet this week.
Thank goodness.
Praise the Lord. Big shout out to everybody that's hit us up on the internet this week on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us on the World Wide Webs. Big shout outs to everybody that's left a review on the iTunes Store, or a rating on the iTunes Store, or on Google Play, or on any of those other things.
But not Google Plus, because, you know.
Yeah, nobody actually looks at Google Plus, like, except for those.
I don't even know. Actually,
except for those 12 people, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, Google Play. Google Play. Thank you for that. Man, I didn't even want to think about Google Plus today.
Just ruined your day.
Yeah, you did a little bit. I guess I'll let it slide though. But we've got a pineapple episode. We're gonna hit the headlines real quick. We got 10 fancy headlines for you. So
10.
That was the worst echo. It just didn't like decrease in volume or quality.
It was a reverb. It was just, you know.
It was like hype man.
Yeah, it just stayed there.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Anyways, pineapple time.
We're gonna have a pineapple situation. What should I do? Pineapple. The word that cannot be spoken. Pineapple.
Just want to say pineapple. If
Pineapples are fun. My dad used to
Pineapple.
throw them at me.
Pineapple.
Seriously? Wow.
Cool. So I'll start us off. So for those of you that haven't heard, on the 10th anniversary of the last release of the release of the last Middle-earth book, a new one has been released called Beren and Luthien. It's kind of a fleshing out of the story that was originally told in the Silmarillion by Tolkien, but has been edited by Christopher Tolkien, his son, if you couldn't guess, and also illustrated by Alan Lee. I don't know if there's any relation to Stan. I cannot say one way or another. But I am super excited about this because, in my opinion, and I think the Ginger Giant might actually agree with me, is that Beren and Luthien is arguably the greatest love story in the Middle-earth Tolkien mythos. And so even better than Aragorn and Arwen and Sam and Daisy, I believe was her name.
Frodo. It was Frodo. No. We're talking hetero love stories. So yeah, I'm super excited about this because just like Children of Hurin, which is the last one that was released, the story was told in short in the Silmarillion, like kind of at a 50,000 foot view. And then zoomed in on in the book, and so this is kind of the same way. So I believe it actually went on sale June 1st. So get it now. You can get it on your Kindle for like $17, or a hardcover for $18, or paperback for $25, which doesn't make any sense according to Amazon. You should always go hardcover. I think.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
No, I mean like Amazon is backwards.
Oh yes.
That's not how that should be.
No, I agree. But get yourself the hardcover version in 2 days with Prime, and just be a happier person because you get to read yet another good Tolkien story.
The craziest thing about this to me is Christopher Tolkien is, I think, the youngest son of J.R.R. Junior. Oh my God, I hate you. But he is the youngest son. He edited this book for release. He's still 92 years old, though.
Wait, what?
Christopher Tolkien is 92.
I did not know that. I just kind of always imagined Christopher Tolkien being like a perpetual, 39-year-old sandy-haired blonde guy. Like,
no, let's remember Junior Unior died in the early 70s. He was born in the 1800s.
No, I know. I mean, he fought in World War One.
Right. Christopher Tolkien was born in 1924.
Oh wow, my whole world is just
he
like
is an old dude, and he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna take Dad's book and I'm gonna edit it and release it, and that's what I did as a 92-year-old man. What did you do?
Apparently, his Social Security was running out.
Yeah, but I just remember when the Peter Jackson movies came out, Christopher Tolkien was very vocal with how much he wished Peter Jackson would die. Not in those words. I put those words in there, but he was very vocal about how much he did not like what he did to Lord of the Rings. And I remember at the time it was like he was like in his 80s. It was like, he's just an old man. Like, that's his problem. He's just
a crotchety old guy.
Right. And then it was like, well, I mean, I guess it's his dad's like namesake, basically. So
yeah.
It's his whole bread and butter, and Peter Jackson just kind of pooped on it.
His tour de force.
Right.
His pietà.
Yeah. But yeah, 92-year-old Christopher Tolkien not published, but edited and had his dad's book published. It's crazy to me.
Word. Pineapple.
The Mummy. So The Mummy is coming out this weekend, as we have talked about previously, part of Universal's Dark Universe. Cleverly named. Yes. It's their monster universe. Michael Ann actually asked me the other day, she was like, do you want to watch The Mummy before The Mummy comes out? And I was just like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? Because that makes no sense. And she was like, The Mummy, do you want to watch The Mummy before the new one comes out? And I was like, the Brendan Fraser one?
Yeah.
And she just went, no. And she pointed at our DVD shelf, and we have like the entire Blu-ray box set of the old monster, like black and white monster movies. And I was like, oh, that makes way more sense. Yeah, we can do that. I'm down.
Why wouldn't you want to watch the Brendan Fraser one?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That one was just like awesome.
So The Mummy is expecting to have a $35 million opening weekend, which sounds like a good thing, but it's actually $5 million less than their initial estimate was. So they're basically Universal said, yeah, we're not expecting this to do as well as we thought, which is a terrible thing to announce about your own movie.
It's because it's The Mummy. The last one that they did. Oh, the last one they did was with Jet Li, right? And the one before that one was with The Rock.
The Scorpion King?
Yeah, there was the Scorpion King, and then there was the Asian one. There was like the Great Wall.
Yeah, I don't remember. I watched half of the Scorpion King, and I was like, yeah, I'm done here.
I think I saw that one on like FX or something.
So you watched like half of it too?
No, I'm pretty sure I saw most of it.
But I thought it was weird that they were like, yeah, this movie's not going to do as well as we thought. At the time of recording, which is Tuesday night, we don't have any Rotten Tomato, IMDb, actual like critic review scores in. So I can't really speak to whether it's getting good reviews or not. But it did open in South Korea. And South Korea, it got $6.6 million, the largest opening day in South Korean history.
Wow.
For The Mummy. The Mummy. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, why terrible sci-fi movies keep getting made. Because Asians love it.
Yeah, but also I would say that's why, on the flip side, is why terrible martial arts movies keep getting made, is because white people love it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Snowflakes. But I think it's really interesting that I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be a little breath of fresh air after what happened with Brendan Fraser's Mummy, because that was just a travesty.
Yeah.
But like I said, part of the Dark Universe. I think Bride of Frankenstein is Bride of Frankenstein's the next movie coming out in 2019.
a really odd article about how it's going to feature a romance that is relatable, which I do not understand in any way, shape, or form how that is going to be a relatable romance. But
undead love and stuff.
Yeah.
Or not undead, but resurrected. Or reanimated. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Different.
Anyways. The Mummy, verdict's still out. We'll see how it does. We're going to try and review it on Monday's show, but it really just depends on how many of us
spend money on it.
Yeah, how many of us feel like going to see it. So tune in. It's a mystery episode. We'll find out what it's about when it comes out. Pineapple.
So taking a cue from Steven, I'm going to do a Just Stop segment. Because I saw this and I was like, oh, this is just a joke. And then I actually read the article and realized this is not a joke.
Totally not a joke.
So I'm going to say a couple of words in a sentence. And you're going to have to decide if I'm like just making this up because I think it's funny. Dolce&Gabbana, the designer,
fashion designer
that Fergie speaks about, has released a Jurassic Park hoodie. You heard that correctly. Jurassic Park hoodie for the low price of $675.
Why is America so dumb?
But wait, there's more. In case you live in a place that experiences mostly summer months, looking at you, California, you can buy a t-shirt for $425.
That's so cheap.
That's my month's grocery budget.
I hate this.
For a t-shirt.
This hurts my soul. Like, have people never heard of, like, Cafe Press?
I am like 90% positive that you can still go to Target and or Walmart and get a Jurassic Park hoodie.
Oh, but I don't go to Target. I am it's just a little lower class for me.
No, Target's the classy one.
That's so stupid. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like, I hope they lose millions of dollars on this. Not that it will actually hurt them, but like that you know what's going to happen is some like Hollywood person who's probably never even seen Jurassic Park is going to buy it and be like, oh, look, I'm cool. I'm nerdy. It's cool these days. And then they're just going to get flamed on the interwebs by all the actual nerds out there.
That is so, like, the only reason I would ever believe that price would be if it was like, we found 50 boxes of hoodies and shirts from 1993 when Jurassic Park first came out, and now we're selling them as collector's items.
Yeah, the only way I would believe
even still, that price is so high.
See, I would believe it if it was like the cloth is made from ground up dinosaur bone. Like, okay, this is literally a fossil. I can get behind that. But you're still not going to get my money because that's probably not going to be comfortable if it's made out of.
I would think it was really cool if I saw someone else with it. I would never want to own a $700 hoodie.
Well, the problem is like with most $700 clothes, you can look at it and be like, I bet you that thing costs $700. But you see a Jurassic Park hoodie, and you're like, oh, that's a Jurassic Park hoodie. They probably got that from Target. Like,
right? Yeah. There's no dressing up a Jurassic Park hoodie.
There's no brand differentiation there.
Yeah. It's like $700 suit looks very different from a $15 suit. Yeah. $700 hoodie looks just like a $15 hoodie.
Yeah, my reaction when I read that was just blurred. Like, that's the only sound that came out. Was wah, wah, wah,
that hurts my soul.
Yeah. Pineapple. It's just a painful pineapple.
Disappointed pineapple. So Justice League. We've talked about Justice League in, I think, every Pineapple episode for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Like months.
Well, more so lately because Zack Snyder stepped down. Joss Whedon stepped in. reshoots were announced, and now I have more news about reshoots. And I've been the one to bring it up, and I think that's just because I love trash talking DC movies, and especially after saying so many nice things about Wonder Woman, I need something bad to say.
Yeah, you can't let people think that you've kind of changed your.
No, still the same guy.
Stance.
Still the same guy. But they are currently rumored to be undergoing significant, and that is verbatim, significant reshoots in London. Comes just days after Wonder Woman's opening weekend, which I thought was interesting. Very curious timing, if you will. Probably because they did the exact same thing and reshot a ton of Suicide Squad after Batman vs. Superman tanked. Because it was just too dark and made no sense because the plot was disjointed at best.
Even after reshoots.
Yeah. And thought it was interesting that the timing was so close to Wonder Woman. But, I mean, with everything that's been going on, with Joss Whedon stepping in and Zack Snyder stepping down, it might just be he wants to put his own little spin on it. But Warner Brothers, this is the most interesting part. Warner Brothers has reportedly, which is also synonymous with they are rumored to have, said they are easing off the gas with the entire DCEU movie scape just to see how Justice League does before they concentrate on any other films.
Before they waste more money.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting that Warner Brothers is like talking about that, but mainly just because I have been saying that we all have, if Justice League tanks, we're not going to get another DC movie, not for a while.
No.
And I think that it's really interesting to see the studio being like, all right, okay, if this movie sucks, we'll stop for now. But right now they have Aquaman, they have a Flash movie. I'm sure they'll have they're at least have conversations around a, what's that other one? Cyborg. Gotham City Sirens. Gotham City Sirens, I think, is going to happen regardless, as is Batgirl, because those aren't necessarily as involved. Suicide Squad did really well at the box office. Gotham City Sirens is going to do really well at the box office. Batgirl, Joss Whedon, end of statement. I just think it's really interesting that they've said it, that they are officially rumored to have said that they're easing off the gas just to see how Justice League does. So cross your fingers, DC fans. Cross your fingers and pray to whoever you pray to about this.
Whedon.
Pray to Joss Whedon that Justice League doesn't suck. Because if it does, it might be a handful of 5-10 years before you see another DC movie.
Until they write another plot for the next Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But either way, tough times.
Just keep watching the TV shows.
Yep. Pineapple.
So I'm very sad to report that over $200,000 worth of Star Wars collectibles have been stolen from Rancho Obi-Wan. Apparently between 2015 and 2016, over the course of several months, over 100 items were stolen from what I believe is the largest private collection of Star Wars
memorabilia,
paraphernalia, stuff. Some Star Wars collector out there just died a little bit hearing me call it stuff. Were stolen. And I think the best part of all this is that a guy named Carl is to blame. Apparently, Carl stole something from one dude and then sold it to another dude. And the dude he sold it to was like, hey, my buddy Mersh had something just like this. I'm gonna call him and talk to him about it. And apparently the other dude was like, yeah, that got stolen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh great, I'm now in possession of stolen goods. Let's put out an arrest warrant for Carl. In case you were wondering, the guy's full name is Carl Edward Cunningham. He's 45, and he builds R2-D2s, and he's from Marietta, Georgia. So in case you want to find him and,
Well, I think he was arrested.
No, he was released on bail.
Oh, okay.
And so now it's like they're just trying to figure out
what all he stole and sold.
Yeah, everything that he's sold, because apparently he didn't use a fence. He hasn't watched enough like white-collar TV shows or movies. You always have to use a fence. Don't use yourself.
Rookie move.
Come on, poor form. Just watch White Collar. You learn all that stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, apparently you can email a tips email address at ranchoobi1.org if you have any information as to Carl's
tomfoolery.
Yeah, less than legal capitalism adventures.
That's just so crazy to me.
That's $200,000.
Well, the crazy part is, one, that it took place over like a year.
Yeah.
It was like piece by piece he stole things. And two, Steve Sansweet, the owner of Rancho Obi-Wan, said that it was like 100 items.
Yeah.
So
That's not that many items.
Let's do that math. $200,000. And he sold 100 things.
$2,000 per piece, according to my iPhone calculator.
Average.
Yeah. Also, one of them being a Boba Fett figurine that
got him popped.
That just shoots rockets.
And he's a friend, he's a friend of Steve Sansweet. Like, this is like a dude that Steve knows.
It'd be like if I came into your house and stole all of your comics and then sold them.
I would beat you senseless.
I know.
Like, police be damned. You would be at my mercy.
Yeah. And you don't have anything worth $2,000.
No. Not even super close.
I mean, like kind of close, but not really.
Yeah, like half-ish, like half of that ish.
Yeah. Well, so if you're angry and you have information on Carl, you can email tips@ranchoobi1.org. Otherwise, just vent to yourself and talk about how you as a nerd would beat up another nerd for stealing another nerd's stuff and selling it to another nerd.
How garbage of a human he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
Titans. Remember them. Clash them.
Yeah. As the team.
Wrath them. Go.
Tennessee
them. This is dumb. So Titans is getting a live action show. We've talked about it a few times, and it's not the first time we've been told this either. But this time it seems a little bit more serious. Turns out that the Titans live action TV show is actually going to start filming in late September in Atlanta, Georgia. And currently it looks like it's heading to Netflix. Nothing official has been announced about that yet. But I'm super hesitant to believe this news just at all, because in 2015, DC was like, yeah, we're making a Teen Titans live action show. They cast Nightwing. They got everything squared away with TNT. It was going to be on that channel that apparently was still around in 2015. Didn't know that. But it just kind of fizzled out. I mean, we've heard we're getting a Teen Titans live action TV show for years. But it does sound like it's actually coming to fruition. And hopefully we'll be able to see what that actually looks like coming up in the spring. Jeff Johns, obviously, is producing, along with Greg Berlanti. So it's got some great potential. I think it's just a matter of, is it actually going to happen? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the idea of seeing a live action Teen Titans show. I love all the Teen Titans animated movies. Young Justice also, even though I know they're different. But yeah, I think that's really cool. So Pineapple.
So Scarecrow has been teased for Gotham season 4. Side note, so glad that season 4 got greenlit. I have still yet to see season 3. So as soon as that hits the Netflix, I will be binging that hardcore. But the promo photo or whatever that I saw is like the coolest, most terrifying.
Oh my gosh, it's horrifying.
Scarecrow I have ever seen, and like the burlap sack from the Batman was pretty scary. But this one's just like he's like kind of tech, like mech a little bit, but like yeah, it's probably scary. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah. And we've seen you don't know this because you haven't seen it yet, and I will be very gentle on the spoilers. But we do meet a young Scarecrow.
Yes.
I think it's early in season 3. But it's just in passing. It's not even something that kind of sticks around. It's just like, oh, that was a cool callback. That was nice. Thanks for that little snippet. But there's also a tease, and I will be very gentle with these spoilers as well. A fairly prominent character dies at the end of season 3, and they show him in a hospital morgue situation area, and they're looking at his I'm trying to not give it all away, but they show his paperwork, like his medical records, and it shows that the name that you know him by is not actually his name. His name is in fact Cyrus Gold. And for those of you familiar with DC, I hope you just pooped a little, because Cyrus Gold is Solomon Grundy, who is the giant, crazed, knife in his back zombie dude. And he's awesome. And I am really excited about that.
Yeah, apparently there's going to be a lot more fleshing out of a lot of the villains in season 4. So that'll be super fun. I'm already excited about it. I haven't even seen season 3 yet, so I'm pumped. I'm assuming everybody else is too.
You better be. Everybody else.
Pineapple.
So Sean Gunn, Rocket Raccoon, also Cargyle from Guardians of the Galaxy. He has talked about Infinity War, because they're shooting that, in case you didn't know. And he said that it's really fun to shoot. It's a little bit more difficult than Guardians of the Galaxy, because usually it's just him playing Rocket Raccoon and then Baby Groot, which is pretty non-obtrusive. But with Infinity War, it's actually a little bit difficult shooting those scenes as Rocket Raccoon, because there are a lot of CGI characters around him. My initial reaction to this is great. But then I thought about it, and it's like Iron Man is pretty much all CGI.
Yep.
Spider-Man is almost all CGI. Rocket Raccoon, fully CGI. Groot, fully CGI. Thanos, he's got a lot. pretty much every character that isn't just in a costume. And even those costumes.
Yeah, like Star-Lord's mask thingy.
Yeah, Star-Lord's mask thingy. Captain America's shield. Like when he throws it and stuff. So
No, he actually throws that.
Yeah, but it doesn't bounce around a room and come back to him.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Physics, bruh.
I hate you. But
Chris hasn't recorded with me in a while.
But I am excited about it. I think it's weird that there's going to be so much CGI, but like the more and more that I thought about it, Marvel has done a really great job with making CGI that ages well. And given it's not even been a decade since Iron Man, but like going back and watching Iron Man, there are a couple spots that are like, but for the most part, the CGI in that movie is outstanding.
I mean, old school Iron Man was better than what we got in the newest one in Civil War with floating face.
Yeah. Old floaty face.
A whole floaty face.
But yeah, so I think it can look okay, but I'm still a little skeptical. Yeah. But I am excited to see all the characters on screen together. Just kind of clashing of the worlds. I think it's going to be really neat. Coming out May 4th of next year. So when the 4th be with you, you be watching Marvel. And that's how that's how I'm gonna say that every time. So pineapple.
So Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons is releasing a new adventure. It's called Tomb of Annihilation.
Yes.
And it's like Indiana Jones meets zombies.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so dope.
It sounds so cool. So apparently, there's this curse that is a wasting disease that affects anyone who's ever been brought back to life. So, like, since resurrection is such a common thing in the D&D universe, this basically takes anybody who's ever been resurrected and makes them dead again.
That's so dope.
Yes. Super cool. So basically...
And it's a starter campaign. It's a starter campaign, and that is the coolest thing.
I think we should scrap our current campaign and do this one instead.
I agree.
If we ever actually quest again.
We should quest again, and we should do this.
Yeah. But the artifact that they have to find is called the Soulmonger, and it's super cool. And you have to fight the undead, dinosaurs, and undead dinosaurs.
Yes.
In addition to a bunch of other things.
This is perfect.
It's gonna be awesome.
And it has like you can compete in dinosaur races. I remember seeing that. Like that's part of the campaign, I guess. Did you see that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Am I going crazy?
No, yeah. It's called the Meat Grinder mode.
Meat Grinder mode, yes. And you can do dinosaur races, and there's something else about it. And it's basically like adding like a dash of adventure time.
What? It's also going to get a video game adaptation.
I ain't mad.
I didn't even read that. I don't even have the consoles. I think it's on PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh no.
I don't have... Chris, you're going to have to buy it, and we're going to have to play it. Oh, no.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that. July? Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah, sorry for the derailing, everybody. Chris and I just made best friend plans for later, but you should do it too, because this sounds like it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Pineapple.
Speaking of video games, we have been told for literally the last decade that we will be getting an Uncharted movie. Yeah, the last decade we've been getting.
That's
that
a
news.
long time.
ever since the second one was about to come out. Pretty sure that's a decade because I was still, yeah. Anyways, a long time, and it's been basically stuck in development with Sony this entire time. I mean, it's a PlayStation exclusive title. Sony makes the PlayStation. Sony makes the movie. That's how that works.
Sony makes great movies.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, no one really makes a good video game movie.
It's
like
true.
other than Super Mario Bros. There has not been a good video game movie. Oh man, that was fun to say. It's sad because I love that movie.
Said it.
I can quote the entire thing start to finish. Anyways, so Joe Carnahan, he's a screenwriter. He submitted a script to Sony about a month ago. And everybody's like, this is it. This is going to be great. We're going to make this movie finally. And they announced it that we're finally going to make this movie. And then Tom Holland made Spider-Man, hung out with a bunch of people at Sony, talked to one of the guys involved with Uncharted at the MTV Movie Awards, and was like, you know what would be cool? If it was an origin story. And you know what else would be cool? If I was Nathan Drake. And the guy was like, yeah, that all of those things would be cool things. I agree with you. So now they're making an origin story, and Tom Holland is going to play Nathan Drake. I kid you not, that was his idea, and that's basically how he said it fleshed out. Really interesting way to pitch a movie. I was like, you know what would be a good movie? Me. I would make a good movie.
I mean, it's like, if it was anybody other than Tom Holland, I think it would come across like that.
Right.
But I feel like Tom Holland is in real life as he appears to be in, like, on screen. At least I imagine him as actually being like Peter Parker in the same way that Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so it's just like, he's probably just like, yeah, man, you know, I played the video game. It was fun. Like, it'd be cool if, like, the movie was, like, you know, an origin story. And it'd be super fun to play him because I love the video game. And, you know, blah,
yeah,
blah,
and I mean,
blah.
he's a 19-year-old kid. Like, he's not, like, trying to flip Hollywood on its head because he is all-knowing, all-powerful Tom Holland or whatever. But yeah, super crazy that he was just like, you know what? I know we've been working on this movie for 10 years, but what's like another couple months while y'all rewrite the script? Like, I mean, it'll be okay. So that's what they're doing right now is they said they took Joe Carnahan's script and they're like, hey, this is real nice. Can you change it? So they're
all of it, but just like,
yeah, not all of it, just some of it. And like these cool scenes that you made, can you make them for like a 19-year-old instead of like a dude in his late 20s? Is that a thing you can do? So I'm actually really excited about it. I think it would be a really neat movie to see an origin story for Nathan Drake, because not that we really need one, because I would also love to see that kind of flesh out in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's really cool that we're gonna have like a movie that kind of ties into these video games that have been around for a decade. It's kind of adding to that its own little universe, which I hate people building more universes because I think we're good, bruh. But I think it's cool. I think it's cool. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, pineapple. And that's it. That's everything we have. Yeah, we made it all the way through the show. Yeah. Gonna end on that super awkward point.
Lefts and rights.
Yeah. ABAB.
Dolce and Gabbana.
No, sir.
That's the print you buy off of the street corner in New York.
It's the street brand.
Yeah.
But you guys know the drill. If you want to sponsor the show, check out Amazon, Patreon, Satchel. Just plug in any of those things after betweenthecons.com and it'll get you to how you can help. Or you can just go to betweenthecons.com, check out our website, stream our episodes, link out to our social media. If you like our theme music, check out Afixa. He's on Bandcamp. Go to betweenthecons.com/Bandcamp. That'll take you to him. And last thing, make sure you guys tune in on Monday because we're going to have an episode for you. And we don't really know what that is yet. It's either going to be the Mummy roundtable review or it's going to be something else. So
see you there.
Stay tuned. Yeah, see you there. See you on another time. But either way, it's going to be a great episode because that's all we do is great episodes.
Word. Except
for that one time. Now I'm honestly trying to think of an episode that was like a travesty. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a great weekend. Go check out The Mummy. Tune in on Monday. We might talk about it. We'll see.
If you buy us tickets, we'll definitely talk about it.
Absolutely. And you can support us at Patreon. But you guys have a great weekend. We will talk to you later. Catch you on Monday.
Peace.
I like to not think about you naked, is how that works.